All I hear is talking, I don't sweat that. If they don't trust me either, I respect that. But she be down the ride, oh, I bet that. Ooh.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is JH. How y'all doing, Postal family? Is everybody good? Is everybody cool? Is everybody clean? Are you crisp? Are you feeling irie today? Let's talk. Let us talk. Let us talk. I was away for a little while, and I was doing a program called the PVO, Postal Vehicle Operator Program. This was based in the city that I was working at, and I did some training. I was training the new hires as well as learning, because whenever I'm around a bunch of people that do the same thing that I do, I always learn. So I'm going to get into that program in another video. But right now, we're going to talk about something totally different. I want to thank, number one, all the people that were up in that area that do watch me. Some of them don't. That's fine. But the ones that do watch me, I want to thank you all. They are very amazing people. They're very knowledgeable people. And I'm always learning. That's number one. I always try to learn. All right. I mean, learn, educate, and receive education. That's number one. Number two is I heard a logistics lady from my region say one thing that stuck with me. She said, base your lifestyle off of a 40-hour work week, not off of overtime. And that is excellent advice. Excellent advice. And the thing that I wanted it to stick with the managers, the postmasters, the union leaders is that off of that simple statement, base your lifestyle off of 40 hours. If a person that makes about $25 an hour with the United States Postal Service, after it's all said and done, they actually only bring home in cash about $16.97. Once all the taxes, TSPs, and all the dues are paid out, everything, they bring about $16.97 per hour worth of pay. No one can live off of that type of money today. I need them to remember that. Those few points in the beginning, I will address in other videos. And I'm going to be a little more extreme in other videos. But I had some notes that I wanted to take because I've been hearing some things, and I didn't really want to look at the camera because I didn't want y'all judging me. But I was listening to a podcast, Next Generation of Carriers podcast, excellent group of carriers that have one goal in mind. And they collectively come together and they talk about things that matter to them the most. While listening to that podcast, I heard James Henry say he's not afraid to go on anyone's podcast, and he challenges anybody, right? Barely. I just need everybody to know that I have asked James Henry multiple times to come on and talk to me. Now, I also noticed that Mike Cariff and Mr. Henry, they have a universal truth combined. It's called democracy. But democracy falters when participation is limited. This is where I'm talking to my postal family, all of you. Participation is limited. The path forward is to advocate for processes that ensure every member feels heard, not just a select few. Everybody that's listening to me right now can agree to that. They have also said and critiqued Brian Renfro for how he does things in his own way, where he kind of shuts other people out. That's what they do. Mike Henry and Mr. Cariff, James Henry and Mr. Cariff have said the same thing. They collectively said the same thing. And the thing is that we as postal workers, whether you're with the APWU, NALC, we need to advocate for a process that ensures every member feels heard, not just a select few. All of you agree with that. Y'all came up with the, bunch of different little groups to say, hey, we need transparency. We need this. We need that. Y'all came up with this thing where we got to get through to JH so he can call people out. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. But we don't need to do all of that. We just need the people up top to stop making unilateral decisions so that your voices could be heard. Whether that be through bylaw changes, whether that be through campaigns, public pressure. The goal for everybody should be that the union listens and their actions reflect the diversity and the will of the entire membership. Not no closed door decisions. None. We all can agree to that, can't we? That your voices need to be heard. I deem myself this voice of the voiceless, some tacky phrase that I might have stolen, maybe I didn't. This brings me to this nasty debate between Henry and Cariff. And some of you may not like this conversation, but Jay's not here to be liked. I'm here to expose the bullshit and hypocrisy amongst my own people. 10 people dictate the will of the National Association of Letter Carriers? That's what you want me to fucking believe? 10 people dictate the will of the National Association of Letter Carriers. 10 people. Jay, what are you talking about 10 people? I'm talking about a tiny group that was about 8 to 10 people that claim that Mike Cariff disrespected the will of the people by running one person, one nominee. But how is 10 people the will of all of the people that are watching me? Let me talk about it. You don't like what I gotta say, shut it off. You might not want to shut it off because you're gonna run tell that. But you don't have to run tell that. I got his phone number in my phone, and I'm gonna send the video right to him. The contrast. If they criticize Brian Renfro for unilateral decisions, why is it okay for 10 people to decide 200,000 plus carriers who should be leading them? I heard Mr. Henry say, I'm not worried about Mike Cariff because I'm not running against Mike Cariff. I'm running against Brian Renfro. That's very dismissive and disrespectful. Because when Mike Cariff is on this show, he speaks his mind. He accepts the questions. None of them handpicked, none of them cherry-picked. He addresses the good, the bad, and the ugly. The people call in. They talk to him. He's not ready for none of them that call in. Shit. They're call-ins. He's not preparing stuff beforehand. He's not big and bad. He is what he is. A democracy demands choices, not coronations. Everybody sit there and they send me these messages in the little texts, y'all saying, hey, Jay, well, Mike Cariff did this and that behind the closed room door, and then they did this and that, and I keep emphasizing to you. I said, were you there? Did you hear it? Or did you hear about it? See, I got nothing to hide. You ain't got to hear about it. You can just watch it. Right there. We put it right there in front of you. I've invited both of them on here to talk and said whatever donations, the will of the people put on there can go to each respected candidate. Well, why is it that y'all keep talking about splitting the vote? It ain't about splitting the vote. It's about giving people motherfucking choices. For the hypocrites out there say, oh, he should drop out. That's hypocritical because that's what you want. You? But you're mad about what Brian Renfro want? Look inward at what you're saying. Y'all don't like this. Y'all don't like this. I'm telling you don't like this. The hypocrisy in action is a softball interview versus a scrutinous interview. I have no vested interest whether Cariff wins or Henry wins or Renfro wins. I have no vested interest. You know why? Because they don't lead me. They don't. What I do have an interest is everybody that watches me has a choice, has a fucking choice that your voice will be heard, that your interests will be heard. You mad at me for saying that y'all should have your own choice? Look inward. I love Mr. Cariff. I love Brother Henry. Oh, Corey Walton is a man of my own heart. That man is vicious. That's a pit bull. I love that man. But reality is, I don't play games when I talk to people live. I joke about the pizza thing to try to make people feel comfortable. Because if I had to sit there in front of any one of you and explain myself, I have to. I gotta give you an answer as to why I'm the best. I don't want a sugar-coated answer. And if I don't have an answer, you know what I'm gonna say? Look, man, I really never thought about that in your perspective. That means I need to go back and re-examine my thought process. I didn't see things from that perspective. That's called being realistic. This ain't politics for Jay. It may be politics for Cariff. It may be politics for Henry. It is sure damn politics for Renfro. But you need to be able to make a choice. Which politician, at the end of the day, do you feel represents your best interest? What's wrong with you accepting the fact that somebody else stepped outside the box and said, you know what? I did it my way. Frank Sinatra said, I did it my way. Some of you young people don't know who Frank Sinatra is. Look it up. He did it his way. But when I had Mr. Henry on here, he felt comfortable-ish, or maybe uncomfortable. Some of you made him feel uncomfortable, but that's what you want. That's what you want. You want people on the chat to sit there and make the person that's supposed to represent you uncomfortable, because we ain't nobody, but they supposed to be representing you. But if he can't defend his ideas to the rank and file, how can he defend you against management and upper management? I said it. And I let Cariff know before he gets on here. I said, bruh, I ain't never seen a ruthless group of people like carriers. Them some pit bulls, bro. You ready for this? You really want me to open up the forum so that people could call in? He said, do it. The worst that can happen is I'll fumble my words. I said, are you sure, bro? Because shit, there's sometimes carriers calling, I can't even, and I'm not a carrier, so it's not for me to sit there and debate with a carrier. Because I can't carry mail. I don't know everything about it. I gotta look shit up and write shit down. But if you represent them, you gotta know your shit. Or come up with an answer that's legitimate for you. Let's talk about it. If Mike Cariff welcomes the challenge, then Brother James, why don't you? I know that I've sent you messages and you leave them open. I'll think about it. Yeah, you thought about it. You've been on other people's things and they're really friendly questions. I'm gonna ask you some friendly questions, but I said I'm gonna leave the floor and the forum open for everybody else to ask those questions too. It's only respectful because we need to hear the voice of your people that you want to represent. The CLC claimed that Mike Cariff divided the union. But the honest truth is a real division comes from forcing a candidate without the members' input. 10 people? 10 people in a room chose one man. Is that the will of 200,000 plus carriers? Or is that the will of 10 people? That's a serious question. Is it the will of every single carrier? I'm not saying, and I'm not speaking for anybody to like what I gotta say. I am speaking about reality, about what people are thinking and people are feeling. The people that the three at top need to remember. These are the same people that they gotta represent. And if the people, the rank and file, do not have a voice, they don't want you. They shouldn't want you. The only way to unite this union is through a fair election, not a backroom deal. Everybody said, well, they did it and they came together and then they all came together and they said, yeah, James Henry was going to be the one. That's what they said. And that's who we, and then Mike Cariff went on his own. You was there? And if that was the case, that sounds like a deal that none of you had a fucking input in. And you're okay with that? What kind of hypocrites are you? But you're not okay with Brian Renfro doing it, but you're okay with a group of 10 people doing it. Yeah, all right, that's cool. Who are the people? 10 people. If they hate Brian Renfro's top-down leadership, why are they doing the exact same thing? They basically anointed a candidate without a debate, without scrutiny, without giving you, the rank and file, a real choice. Because clearly, in the comments, you will see division amongst the rank and file. That's you. Division amongst the rank and file. Half of you like Henry, half of you like Cariff, and I respect both of those men. But do you respect each other's will? Do you even respect the rank and file's will between each other? Talking to my carriers out there. Because if the carrier is sitting next to you says, I love James Henry, but you love Mike Cariff, do you respect the fact that he can think different than you? Or do you want to force your will onto the next person? It's not for you to force your will. It's for the will of the people to come together. And whoever the will of the people feel is the best should be the one representing the people. Now, this is not because I spoke to Mike. This is not because I spoke to James. But this is because I sat there and figured out that I needed to deliver the message to my people to let my people know what kind of hypocrisy my own people have. I want my people to step up into leadership positions. I want my people to have independent thought processes. I want my people to start fighting for my people. I want my people to learn how to educate each other. I want you all to get your first steps in becoming on-the-job instructors. Educate yourself. Leaders, whether you got to step into that same union you hate so much and start to infiltrate and change the culture. Give people options. Give people choices. Don't become part of the problem, the festering problem that we have here. Become a solution. I want all my carriers to win, regardless of who you vote for. But it has to make sense, and it has to be the will of all the people. I've been sitting here talking mad shit about Brian Renfro for almost a year and a half. But now we have two other candidates. They don't get the shit too. They are. And you could be mad at me, or you can respect reality, not your fantasy. Respect reality and somebody calling out the reality. This is JH. If you didn't like what I had to say, please unsubscribe and give it a thumbs down. See how I reversed that? Share this video with absolutely no one if you didn't find any interest in it whatsoever. And I'm out.